Hello folks, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm taking you on a little trip up the A413. This is a road that runs from Slough up to Towcester, which is near Silverstone. But today I'm going to be doing the nicest part, in my opinion, which is between Aylesbury and Silverstone. Also, whilst we're on this lovely little jaunt this evening, I'm going to give you a little description and talk through on my thoughts on my helmet, which is the HJC R413 limited edition Boba Fett Star Wars paint scheme. Now the paint scheme itself doesn't really matter, it's the helmet that is the most important part. A couple of years ago this lid was launched 2016-17, and I decided when I got this little Ducati Supersport that I need a bit more of a sporty related and orientated helmet. Had a look round, and for the money I opted for this HJC. One of the reasons I took it was at the very time I was working at a dealership and I got a good price, effectively, basically. I got a very good price on this lid. For me it's extremely comfortable with some high-end premium functionality, which conventionally you'd normally only find in, say, an Arai or a Shoei. Yet for me you have all this sports orientated features in a lid which you'd happily spend that money on a much poorer quality helmet. In total you've got 10 vents, 4 on the rear, 2 on the top of the head, 1 on the forehead, 2 effectively where your cheeks are, and 1 on the chin. The chin vent is the vent which actually goes straight to the visor, so you don't really suffer from fogging up. Also with this lid you do get both a dark visor and a clear visor as standard, both of which are pin lock ready. I just love this road, it's just such an ideal road, and was actually in the top 10 of some of the biking press's best roads in England. The views that you get are stunning. All round the English countryside. And it is one of my favourite roads. Luckily for me, it's on my doorstep. I have got a small camera which I was hoping to have, which fits inside my helmet, but it hasn't quite worked out today. So just running 3 cameras at the moment instead of possibly 4. It's been very warm here in the UK today. This is the late May bank holiday Monday evening. The A413 runs through some rather pleasant little villages and small towns. This is Whitchurch, south of Buckingham at the moment. Buckingham being the most major town that we will be going through this afternoon. It's nice to see people out again. Now, if you don't know this road and you happen to be in Buckinghamshire or the Oxfordshire area, I highly recommend you give it a try. Some lovely twists. You do have to watch out for farm entrances, and because it's such a popular bike road, it isn't uncommon for there to be constabulary on or around the area. As you can see, it's lovely and sweet. I was down here the other day and was following another rider. It was an absolute pleasure to ride behind this guy. It really was. Small bridge here where you can get a little bit of lift in your bum, like that. You don't actually leave your seat, not unless you're really caning it, but can momentarily lift you out of the seat. This little Ducati is the most sporting bike in my stable, with the Honda Transalp as my commuter work bike, and then also the BMW R1200 GS, which I've had since new. It's 2013, and I got that with a golden handshake when I left the armed forces. Treated myself to a new bike, and I've had that, as I say, I've had that since new. Right, let me just get some fuel and I will be back with you shortly. I do like pay at pump. Makes life for a biker so much easier, especially in some of these anally retented, what should I go for? Let's give it a bit of premium. Some of these anally retented petrol stations that, you've got to take your lid off, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You say pay at pump, in, pay, fuel, go. No cocking about taking your lid off. That'll do us. And off we go again. If you do come and do the 413, it's rather convenient having this Tesco's petrol station. As I say, it's a nice position just between, almost halfway between Aylesbury and Silverstone in Buckingham, which is where we are now. I don't understand people that are wearing face masks either just over their mouths or on their chins. That is exactly the same as wearing your pants, underwear, with your cock hanging out. Completely and utterly pointless. I haven't got a problem with people wearing masks at the moment, not a problem at all. But if you're going to wear it, wear the bloody thing properly. See, at least these people are wearing their masks correctly. Sorry about that, chap. Thank you. As you can see, you've got some lovely sweeping bends. As you can read, this is the village of Aylesbury. Silverstone circuit is just to our left. And again, another lovely little village, albeit this one is in Northamptonshire. Another county in the UK with an absolutely gorgeous selection of roads. Just past Whittlebury here, what you do is, dependent on where you're going next, you can either turn right onto the A413, or you go into Silverstone village and then turn left to get onto the A413. I'm glad I've got my dark visor on, although it is covered in flies. The bike was clean when I left. So as you can see, to go to Silverstone village you can't turn left here to join the road. That takes you onto a private property. So what you do is you come into the village of Silverstone itself and then turn left, go through the village, and you then pick up the A43 there. Toaster is over to our right, which would take you up towards the Super Sausage, if that's where you wished to go to. In fact, I can highly recommend popping into the Super Sausage after doing that ride, as it makes a nice stop point. Here we come into Silverstone village itself. I could go home via Stowe and Dadford. In fact, actually, let's go that way. So as many as you would know, this is Silverstone. Although you probably, for those of you that come here for race weekends, not used to seeing it this quiet. KTM UK's headquarters is just over there on the right hand side. Building going up. See, that's just popped out of it, buddy. More building going up. This is the back road from Silverstone down to Stowe. You may have seen the likes of Teapot One and the Missing Flyer coming down here when they've been collecting KTMs to demo. I remember coming round here one evening after work, because this is part of my part of the commute loop, and came round that top corner there to be faced by a bloody great big deer. I don't know who shit themselves more, the deer or me. Got a nice view for the night. Over there is Stowe School and the beautiful little village of Dadford. A couple of years ago at work, we used to have the ability to take a bike for PDI check rides, and on a couple of occasions the bikes did end up at home briefly for a cup of coffee, and I'd ride down here and use some of these roads for my running in and check ride roads. And up to the left, right there, is where it gets you into the school of Stowe School. This bit of road we're on now was actually a Roman road. Always stop at this junction because stuff does tend to fly from the left hand side there. You can approach the junction, think it's clear, and then someone comes hooning round the corner. I've had a couple of close calls there in the past. Little hamlet of Water Stratford. Lovely little spot this. I just thought this evening, say I'd come out, show you a bit of the A413, and a good excuse to get the Ducati out. Doesn't come out very often this. This is the summer toy. I think I've only done about 3,000 miles in nearly 3 years. someone's smoking something round here. Jesus. Whoa. Massive whiff of cannabis. Must be someone smoking a joint in the kiddies play park. Whoa. Hey. Oh, I don't need to buy the stuff, just sniff his. Oh, blinding. On the right hand side here is a kebab van. I can say with all honesty, they are amazing kebabs. Doesn't just do kebabs, does burgers, chicken, quite a good selection of stuff, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's that. Yeah, it's really good food. Tends to turn up there at about 5 o'clock in the evening, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. So on a summer's evening, if you want a bit of a ride out, however you get up to here, which is the outskirts of Bicester, he's always at that lay-by, which is right next to Bicester Airfield. So I can highly recommend that kebab van, and his prices are pretty good as well. Large kebab, about 5-6 quid. You know, you can't really go wrong. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Speak to you soon. Cheers, thanks, and keep safe and keep rubber side down.